Hi everyone, welcome to News Review. I'm Neil in my home studio. Of course, we are in lockdown because of the coronavirus outbreak, but with me, well, on the other side of London, is Catherine. Hi Catherine.
Hello Neil, hello everybody.
What story have you got for us today?
Well, the race is on to find a treatment for coronavirus, and scientists in the United States think they might be onto something.
Okay, well let's find out some more about that story from this BBC News report.
Remdesivir is an antiviral that was originally developed as a treatment for Ebola. A full clinical trial of more than 1,000 people suggests it cuts coronavirus symptoms from an average of 15 days down to 11. However, the impact on deaths is still not certain and the fine detail is lacking. The data has not been published or reviewed by independent scientists. It means we cannot be convinced of the drug's effectiveness or usefulness.
So, a drug that was originally developed for use with Ebola patients has been tested on patients with COVID-19. Now, scientists are saying that the amount of time that people experience COVID-19 symptoms has been reduced from 15 days to 11 by using this drug. However, the results have not yet been independently tested, so it's a little bit early to start celebrating.
Okay, well you have been looking around the various news websites. You've picked out some really fantastic vocabulary this week. What have you got?
We have clear cut, opening the door and show promise.
Clear cut, opening the door and show promise. Okay, let's have your first headline, please.
Yes, we'll start with BBC News here in the UK, and the headline is Remdesivir, drug has clear-cut power to fight coronavirus.
Clear cut, obvious, easy to understand.
That's right, there are two words in this vocabulary item. We've got clear, C-L-E-A-R, and cut, C-U-T. Put them together, you have clear cut.
Okay, well I know the word clear. I'm not so sure about cut in this instance. What has cutting got to do with this?
Well, it's quite an idiomatic use of the word cut. So we'll start with clear. Now, if something's clear, it's very obvious. You can see it very easily, and that's really the sense of this word. It's obvious. If you cut something with a very sharp knife, it's very straight. There's no ragged edges. It's just a really clean cut, isn't it? Something that's cut with something very sharp. So this idea that it's obvious and clean, there's no doubt. If something is clear cut, there is no room for doubt, there is no room for argument. Something's very, very obvious and you can't disagree with it.
Okay, you often see this expression used in a sporting context. For example, you could hear that it was a clear-cut penalty. How did the referee miss it?
Yes, that's a really good example of how to use clear cut. When people might be about to argue, when you're anticipating people to throw doubt on something, you can stop them. You can stop this argument before it happens by saying it's clear cut. It means anybody can see it. You can't argue, you can't disagree. Now, you can use the word clear cut in a positive or a negative sense. So you can say that this is a clear cut case of a good treatment for COVID-19, or you can say it's a clear-cut penalty, meaning something bad happened. So you can use clear-cut for good things and bad things. The key about clear-cut is there's no possibility of arguing.
It's also used often in a negative sense, isn't it? So we can hear that something is not clear-cut.
Yes, yeah. You can say it's not clear-cut if you don't really know if something is obvious or not obvious. There's room for argument. There's a possibility of debate. Yeah, then you can say it isn't clear-cut. So I heard you're thinking of becoming a vegetarian, Neil.
I was thinking of becoming a vegetarian, yes. I read a lot of the arguments in favour, and there's quite a lot. But also there's some debate about how healthy it is. So I have to say it's not clear-cut whether it's the best thing for the human body.
Good example. Yeah, it's not clear cut at all. It's fairly clear cut for the animal. What's healthiest, though, to be honest.
That is indeed clear cut. Okay, let's have a summary, please. Time now for your second headline, please, Catherine.
Yes, we're in the United States now with MSNBC, and the headline is Fauci, Remdesivir trial is opening the door to possible coronavirus treatments.
Opening the door. Making something possible.
Yes, we have three words here. Opening, O-P-E-N-I-N-G, the, T-H-E, door, D-O-O-R, opening the door.
Okay, well, I know what opening a door is, but I'm not really clear about the connection to this story. What's opening doors got to do with this medical trial?
Well, it's quite idiomatic, but it's not a huge stretch of the imagination to work out what we're talking about here. If you leave one room and you go through a door, you're in another room, you're in a different place, you're in a new place. And when you're in a new place, new and different things can happen. So opening the door is an expression that talks about possibilities, things that might happen next, usually good opportunities. In this case, this drug trial is creating possibilities for coronavirus treatment. So if you open the door to something, and the preposition is to, you're creating possibilities for good things, usually good things to happen.
Okay, so for example, a lot of young people finishing school will be wondering whether to go to university. University can really open the door to job opportunities.
Yes, absolutely, yes. Going to any further education opens the door to more possibilities, in particular with employment, career prospects.
Okay, let's have a summary of that, please. If you are interested in hearing stories about vaccines and medical trials, we have the perfect one for you, don't we, Catherine?
We do. It was actually Mr. Fauci again, and this time he's talking about a possible vaccine for Ebola. So click the link to go to the story.
Okay, time now for your final headline.
Yes, we're still in the United States, this time with ABC News. The headline is Early Trial Results for Remdesivir Show Promise.
Show promise. Give an indication of likely success.
Yes, another two-word phrase. Show, S-H-O-W, promise, P-R-O-M-I-S-E. Show promise.
Okay, well, I know what show means. Show means display. Promise, though, promise is a word people probably know in a slightly different context as a verb.
Yes, Rob promised to pay back some of those biscuits he stole, and we're still waiting for them. It means he said he would do something in the future.
Yeah, this is a slightly different meaning, isn't it?
This is a slightly different meaning, but it is related to the future. If you promise to do something, you say that you will do something in the future. If something shows promise, you can see from what is happening now that the future for this thing will be good. Good things will happen in the future. So showing promise is about what's happening now that indicates a good result in the future. So Neil, I believe your daughter likes to play the piano. She's learning, isn't she?
She is learning piano, yes. And she...
Yes. How's she getting on with it?
Well, she passed her grade 1 the other day, which means that she's showing promise.
Brilliant, yes. So she's going to be good. She's starting now, but she's done well in her exam. You can see that one day, Neil, she'll be on that stage selling records. You can retire.
That's right. Helping me to retire.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Yes. So to show promise, or she's very promising is another way we can say it. If somebody or something is promising, you can see that They're good things are happening now, and even better things will happen in the future.
Yeah. We also hear the expression show potential.
Yes, the synonym would be to show potential. Yes, or to have potential.
Okay, let's have a summary of that. Time now then for a summary of the words we've looked at today, please, Catherine.
Yes, we had clear-cut, which means obvious, easy to understand. We had opening the door, meaning making something possible, and show promise, give an indication of likely success.
I bet you want to test yourself on that vocabulary, and you can do on our website at bbclearningenglish.com. Stay safe and join us next week. Goodbye.
Bye.